One, two, three, four. Doom tech, tech, doom tech, doom tech, tech, doom tech.
Check 1, 2. Oh, there you go. Second time in a row, this stupid shit happens. What's up, everybody? Welcome to RossonARI TV. What a week it is. Oh, my Lord. The Serie A has started. It's been entertaining to follow. The first thing that comes to mind is that I've noticed, I don't know how many goals were scored this round, but a lot of goals were scored this round. I think 95% of the goal scorers were all domestic Italian players. The question remains, why does Milan avoid Italian players like the plague? We had Candreva score a double. Bellotti scored a double. Immobile, Chiesa, Biraghi, Bonaventura, a lot more. A lot. Politano, Bidaschi, Bonazzoli, the guy from Atalanta, Di Francesco. It goes on. The list goes on and on. Why? What is this stupid narrative that we have to suffer? Oh, Italian players aren't good enough to play for AC. Bonaventura, Mandragora. Bruh, 95% of the goal scorers in this round were Italian, and I don't know how many of them. So, what is this stupid narrative that people want to push? That Italian players are not good enough to play for AC Milan. Anyway, that was the first take I took from the Serie A. But we are going to be looking into the games, and of course, we're going to be talking about Bologna tomorrow. That's going to be very interesting. But first of all, let's say hi to chat, and then let's get started. Maybe I'll invite some people too if they want to talk about what they saw so far. But I'll start with my stuff first, and then we'll keep on going. Let me get the Sofa Score website going. Then we'll go to chat. 95% of the players that scored this first round were all Italiani. I do not want to hear a fucking word saying that Italians are overrated and it's a good thing that Milan doesn't get any Italians. I don't want to hear one freaking word. But we will do a deep dive analysis on every team so far, guys, because there's a lot to talk about. And of course, we will do a deep dive analysis on AC Milan. AC Milan. Let's see. Let me just get this going. And then we're going to get into it, guys. Sorry, it started with some technical difficulties. And then we're going to... Oh, Bellotti too. Even Bellotti scored 2 goals. Bellotti scored 2 goals. All right. First of all, let me say thank you to Pete. Grazie mille, signori. Pete. Great start, Roy. You deserve this one. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate it. Okay, so... big news of the day, guys. CDK scores his debut goal in the Serie A 12 months later after his arrival in Italy. So it took him 12 months to score a goal in the Serie A. It happened with the wrong color shirt, but whatever. Good for him. It was a scrappy goal, but it's a goal nonetheless. Atalanta gets 3 points, and those 3 points are also because of CDK. He scored the first goal, and then they scored another goal. So CDK right away being important for Atalanta, which begs the question: what happened with CDK and Milan? Now, people told me that he was supposed to be the new Gullit. The reincarnation of Gullit was supposed to be CDK, but he had this huge flop with AC Milan. Just the mentality was not there. Is it so that Gasperini is a player that knows how to use his players much better than Pioli does? Maybe. I do think Gasperini is one of the best coaches in Italy. I think he gets a bad rep because he had that stint with Inter. So now he has this reputation as in, hey, you know, you didn't succeed in Inter, therefore you don't have the mentality to coach a big team. I don't believe that at all. I think Inter was part of his growth. Then Atalanta became a huge part of his evolution and growth. If he can do what he brings to Atalanta in a bigger team like Milan, like Juve, like Inter, and so on, bruh, who knows what this guy can do? What Gasperini has done with Atalanta is truly the most phenomenal thing that has happened in Serie A this past decade. Remember, Atalanta was always a team whose main objective was to finish minimum 16th. If Atalanta finished 16th in the Serie A, they would be happy. They would be happy. They're celebrating like they won the Champions League. This is what Atalanta used to be. When Gasperini got into Atalanta and that system he brought in, the success he brought to that club, allowing then the managers to buy good players, etc., he has to be the coach that has done the best in Serie A in these past 10 years, according to the team he is coaching. Yeah, of course, Allegri won Scudettis, Conte won Scudettis, etc. But these teams are teams that are meant to win Scudettis. Atalanta is not a team that was never a team meant to finish in the top four, to become one of the seven sisters. Atalanta is a true reality now. When you face Atalanta, you know you're facing a really good team, and Gasperini is at the helm of this. I do not buy this narrative that Gasperini can only do this in small teams. But anyway, CDK scores his first goal. Great job for CDK. Very cool, very cool. Juve looking good. I saw the Juve game. Juve is ready, man. Juve is matured. They have now they understand the system that Allegri has been applying. It's the same players, more or less. They have grown. You can see the growth of the players. They have a lot of youth players. These guys are the future of the Italian national team. Miretti, Fagioli, Gatti, Cambiasso, all these are young kids. And then they have Illing Jr., they have Yildiz. Plus, they have top players like Chiesa. If Vlahovic can get to his scoring ways, he becomes a top player. They have the Brazilian national team defense. They have, a very good goalkeeper. So it's a very good team. It's a very good team, and their biggest thing is that they only have the Serie A to worry about. Allegri does not need to do any crazy calculations during the week. He has the Serie A, and that's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Juventus does this year. CDK, we spoke about, of course, Roma champions, and with the laughing emojis. Guys, listen, I knew for a fact that there was no guarantee Roma was going to win the first game, also because they had a lot of key players disqualified. But I knew for a fact that if they didn't win the game, I'd be seeing comments like this. I still stand by my position that the two favorite teams for me to win the Scudetto this year, right now, in this current moment, I might change my mind on the 31st of August, but right now, because of the analysis that I've done, which corresponds to where the projects are, Roma and Juventus are the two favorites to win the Scudetto. And I think Roma will edge it. I'll stick with this for now, but at the end of August, we will do a definitive prediction analysis. Roma can win the league, guys. Chill. Guys, it's only the first game. It's only the first game. Forza Milan, Forza Roy, thank you, Orlando. Milan for life, Falcon, Flame, what's up? Cardinale out every day, all day. CDK and Tonali debut made me think that this management know nothing at all about football. Damn, Danny, damn. Tonali especially. But yeah, I feel you. Roma to the moon, guys. I'm not here telling anybody, but listen, if you bet on Roma, you can make a lot of money, but do not, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not saying anybody go put your money on Roma. I'm just saying, if you put $10 on Roma, your return is going to be what is it? 120. Okay, something like that. So imagine, put $1,000 on Roma, your return is going to be 1,200 or some crazy shit like that. I don't know. Don't listen to what I say about this stuff. To be fair, Inter, Napoli, and Juventus all looked really good. If we have slow start, we're going to be fighting for fourth at best. Yes, for sure. Definitely. All three of these teams are difficult teams to beat, and all of these three teams are equipped to do well. I do think that all the teams, the 7 or 8 sisters, including Fiorentina, are all teams with rosters that are good enough to stay in that zone, the European zone. It's not looking for us, Majidin. Well, let's wait until tomorrow. Roy, where are you? I'm here. Barra. I ain't going nowhere, my man. I am not going nowhere. Let's hope Roma and Lazio continue to be mediocre. Lazio with a big loss, guys, against Lecce. That was tough. So that's the first big team to fall. Of course, Roma got a tie. They didn't fall, but they still got a tie. Okay, listen, let's get into it. So, what's up, Herbert? How you doing, my man? Herbert says, it's only the first round, I know, but I reckon is going to be real tough qualifying for the sealed spot this season. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be tough because there's no team that is super above everybody else. Maybe there is, and we will find out. But as of now, I don't think so. I think it's more or less even, but I think some teams just have a little bit more, and they're going to be in advantage. I already can see that Pioli is going to be sacked after third or fourth game. Maybe there's a good chance that Pioli does get sacked. Yeah, why aren't you picking Inter to win this season, Roy? Inter Napoli are favorites to win according to many. Bruh, the critics do not have my football brain. Okay, nobody has my football brain. Nobody. No critics has my football brain. All these critics weren't even putting Napoli in the top 4 last year. When I was saying Napoli was going to win the Scudetto easy, and Micha Veraskiglia was going to be the MVP of the season. The critics do not know what they talk about. Arnautovic can end up being lethal, especially in Serie A. Arnautovic started well with an assist, a good one too. Nice move too. Pioli out, disgrace. We lost 3-1 to Bologna, and Bald head benches Chukwueze and uses Pulisic as right wing for 3. This is how my reaction going to be after tomorrow night. I have no hope in Pioli this year. All right, nice. I like it. Maldini knew that he was doing with Arnautovic, but yeah, Arnautovic is a good player. All right, let's get into this. So, before we get into AC Milan's game tomorrow, let's just look at the state of Serie A right now. So, as of now, Fiorentina is first because they scored 4 goals and conceded 1. So those 4 goals puts them in first position. Mandragora, Bonaventura, Biraghi, and someone else, I can't remember. Genoa only had 1 shot on goal in that game. So very tough start for Genoa. Really tough for them, but who gives a shit? Genova, for them, all they need to do is finish here. If they can finish 17th or 16th, Genoa, for them, it's like they won the Scudetto. And I retain my position. Retegui from Genoa is going to be one of the top 5 goal scorers of the Campionato. Right now, the top scorers of the Campionato on day one is Lautaro Martinez with 2 goals. Lautaro Martinez, the player that is going to be the leader of Inter, elite top level player. Martinez scores 2 goals. Victor Osimhen, elite top level player, 2 goals. Andrea Bellotti, very good player coming off the bench, second striker. Bellotti, 2 goals. Antonio Candreva, this guy never stops. Grandpa, he will always be a top G, has 2 goals. Giacomo Bonaventura with 1 goal. Biraghi, 1 goal. Even Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo scored a goal? I don't think Di Lorenzo scored a goal. Oh, I think this is just ratings. Di Lorenzo had 2 assists for Napoli. Guys, Juventus second. Juventus Udinese. Juventus looked good. As I said, I think Juventus is up there to win the Scudetto. Very difficult team. Now, even if we beat Juventus, I don't think it will matter. The difference is that Juventus is probably most likely going to win all of these games here against these teams. But Juventus look good, and Udinese, once again, a team that I have no clue why this team exists. Why does Udinese exist? I do not know. What is the purpose of this team? I do not know. This team only purpose is to stay in this area of the Serie A and just be a pain in the ass and not amount to one thing. This is the most useless team in Serie A. It is a pointless squad. They don't do anything. They're a bullshit squad. What is the point of this team? They don't even sell their players big money. What is this team? What is the purpose of this team? What is the purpose of Udinese? I have no clue. They did not look good today, guys. Also, be careful with Juventus because Juventus really looked good, but Udinese really looked bad. So, maybe today's performance with Juventus was because Udinese looks really bad. It could have been bad, but I think Juventus, you saw they played with a certain authority. The players are maturing. All these youngsters are coming to form. Locatelli now 25. He's coming into maturity. Rabiot now he's a top level player. Miretti is growing really well. Cambiasso looked like guys. Who the fuck is Cambiasso? Where the hell did this Cambiasso guy come from? Cambiasso's looking like a top G. Where right away playing really well. I just don't like their system. I don't like the way Juventus plays in general, but whatever. Napoli, same as always, always dangerous when attacking. Victor Garcia did say something very strange. He said, Victor Osimhen is obviously the best, he's their best player or whatever, but he needs to defend more. So very interesting psychological game Garcia's playing with Osimhen. Let's see what if that's going to create friction. Who knows? Atalanta, we saw the mercato they're doing. It looks pretty good. They won against Sassuolo, a team that is not easy to beat. Sassuolo right here, 18th. Atalanta with the new boy in town, CDK. Oh yeah, CDK brought his mommy to Bergamo and he scored a goal. So nice job from Atalanta. Atalanta can be a real threat this year, I think. Top 4, why not? They can fight for top 4. They have a roster. Inter, very solid. Inter and Atalanta did not concede any goals, and Juventus did not concede any goals. So those are things to look at. Inter, they took their chances. They had some good plays for the goals. Monza did give them some worries, but the stats showed differently. And of course, Lecce got its win against Lazio, but as we all know, Lecce today is 6th. but by game day 10, we're going to be somewhere down here between 12th and 20th. So whatever, who gives a shit about Lecce? Roma, Verona won against Empoli. Di Francesco scored. Again, another team that is going to be down here. Who gives a shit about Verona? But Roma, my favorites to win the league, had 2 goals from Bellotti, and then Salernitana also scored 2 goals. Roma had Paulo Dybala and Pellegrini disqualified. They're still in the market for a striker. Let's see who they bring in. But of course, I'm going to get a lot of shit because I'm saying Roma is the favorites, and Roma did not get the result. So I'm expecting all the heat. Bring it on. I don't care. Bring it on. But Roma looking good in general. Roma looking good. And tomorrow, guys, of course, we have the Milan game. Milan. La, la, ba, 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 ba. Okay, so actually, that's interesting because the moment Candreva scored those 2 goals, I was thinking about Guido. Say, hey man, Guido loves his Candreva. If Inter gets kicked out of the CL early, then they have a good shot at Serie A. Yeah, absolutely. Any team that gets kicked out of Europe early is going to have a better opportunity to go far in the Serie A. Now, one of the reasons why I don't think Napoli is going to be able to win the Scudetto again is for 3 reasons. One is I don't know if a coach has the ability to manage the players the way Spalletti managed them. Now, the football is going to be the same. It's the same players. It's the same formation. The football is not going to change, but it's how he manages those players. I don't know if he's going to do it as well as he did with Spalletti. So that's a question. That's not necessarily a definitive analysis. That is just a question. The other thing about Napoli that I think might take him out of the Serie A race is that they're starting the Champions League this time in pot 1. And even though last year they started in pot 3, I believe, and they won their group stages, and then they got easy opponents going through until they met us in the quarterfinals. I think the Champions League this year might be easier for Napoli. So they're going in pot 1. I think they might win the group stages again as they did. Of course, it depends on who they meet, but Napoli is a top G team. But I think Napoli is going to put a lot more eggs in the European basket this year, and that is going to take something away from their Scudetto race. And also, the other thing about Scudettos is one thing is winning a Scudetto. Another thing is confirming yourself as a winner. That's more difficult. Because when you win that Scudetto, you're in a celebratory mood. You're happy. You're not as focused when you're coming back into the season. So we got to see. These are the things that I think. These are the reasons why I think Napoli is not going to win the Scudetto this year. I don't think they have the mental fortitude to repeat what they did, but I do think they're going to try and win the Champions League. And I don't know if they're going to win it. Probably not. But I think that is going to be one of the main reasons why they're going to lose something in the Serie A. While Juventus does not have this issue, and I don't know about Roma. Maybe Roma will get eliminated on purpose in the Europa League. We'll see. Udinese's purpose is only to beat Milan. True. That is very true. That's the only reason why they exist. The Udinese exit to beat up on our club. And yeah, exactly. That's the only reason why this team exists. I don't know who's worse, Monza or Udinese. No. Monza is a good team, my man. Monza plays good football, and they have a purpose. Monza has a purpose. Udinese has no purpose. I have a bad feeling about the Bologna game, all these new players, and the coach with the worst player management. We're going to get into that Bologna game, guys. Don't worry. So you guys would have Arnautovic over Okafor. I don't know. I don't know. So one thing that I've been waiting for is hearing what they're saying from the training camps. So far, the two players that they're talking about mostly in the training camps are Okafor and Reindeers. They're saying that Okafor is doing really well in training, and Reindeers is doing really well in training. No word on Chukwueze, no word on Pulisic, no word on Romero, no word on anybody else, just those two players. Let's see. Maybe Okafor can be one of the players that turns out as a good signing this year as Rangers. Let's see. I don't know. We shall find out. But I think we should also lay low and not put too much expectations on these players. Make Serie A only 18 teams and relegate Udinese and Lazio. Totally agree. Let's get most of those Lazio players. I'll take a lot of them. And let's get them out of the Serie A. These two teams just have no purpose. HBK says, any day, Desna, any day. I'd have Arnautovic and Okafor. We would be better off with both type of strikers. Actually, that's a really good point. Instead of getting Pulisic, we could have gotten Arnautovic, and that would have made more sense, right? Because I want to talk about Pulisic. We'll talk about Pulisic in a second. By the way, guys, Gabbia, our boy Gabbia, had an excellent debut with Villarreal. Top-level numbers. Perfect game. Great possession stats, tackling stats, aerial duels, everything. I saw a nice little stat sheet from SofaScore. His debut game in La Liga was absolutely phenomenal. So great job from Gabbia. Tonali's debut game for Newcastle was phenomenal. Great job from Tonali. CDK's debut game with Atalanta, he scored his first goal in club football after more than a year. Give me Gabbiadini, no chance in hell. The quality of Inter's midfield amazing. Barella yesterday looked ready for it. Yeah, Barella is a top G. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Inter looks like a dangerous team. Yeah, for sure. Everyone will now notice that CDK wasn't for us. He's best suited for a second striker formation, a supporting striker. He was never going to fit into Milan. Yeah, in that cam role, no. Maybe it would take a little bit longer for him to do that, but it's not his, because he doesn't. The guy cannot freaking press. That guy. Listen, guys, I'm sorry to say this. Don't get upset at me. But if CDK was Italian, he wouldn't make the national team. He would not make the national team. Because in the Italian national team, if you don't work your ass off and press like a maniac, you don't make the team. He doesn't know. He can't do it. He doesn't have the ability to do it. Yeah, you just put him up front and let him do his thing up front. Looks like Roma is going to bring in Zapata from Atalanta. Not bad. Injury prone, but not bad. When is the UCL group stage draw? I don't know, but we will definitely be live when that happens, for sure. Roy, any chance Milan will get a striker this Mercato? Will Okafor play as a number 9? Yeah, we're being linked to this Iranian guy right now, the bootleg version of Taremi. He plays in Leverkusen. But Colombo is definitely leaving. It looks like they want to get rid of Colombo. So I think there is the will to get a striker, yes. Let's see who it will be. I don't think it's going to be a big name, but I want to say something. Shame on all the YouTube channels that are doing Italian football. All of them. Name them. Shame on all of them. Why the fuck are you doing your predictions now? There's still 2 weeks of the Serie A. The last week is going to be the week that will change everything. Why are all the channels doing their predictions now? What is the point of doing the predictions now? You can have a team that you pretty much did not even consider all of a sudden get 2 or 3 players that are going to completely change the face of that team. And then all the predictions you made just go out the window. So I don't know what Milan is going to do in these last 2 weeks. Milan can do something drastic and completely change the season. They could completely change my mind, which is difficult because I think that we're done with the midfield, and I don't think our midfield is good enough to win the Scudetto. But that's another. But who knows? Maybe they can get other players here and there. But I don't understand why every single YouTube channel that deals with football, Serie A football, are doing the predictions just because the Serie A is starting. People are getting, oh yeah, Serie A is starting. Let's get excited. Let's do predictions. Bruh, next week, maybe freaking Lazio buys Mbappe. All of a sudden, Lazio is the favorite. Of course, that's a hyperbolic and it is an exaggeration. We are going to do here, we're going to do it properly, okay? Because we've learned from the past. We've learned in the past that when you do the predictions just in the middle of August, they're all off. Because when you look at the rosters at the end of August, they don't look the same as the rosters in the middle of August. They don't look the same. So in the past, we did this mistake. So we're not going to do this here. We're going to wait till the end of the month. And at the end of the month, when all the rosters are said and done, we're going to give you a top-notch level analysis prediction. No amateur hour here. No noobness from here. Capisce? So going back to that question, I don't know who Milan will get. It looks like they're still in the race to get a striker. If they get Taremi, all of a sudden, my feelings about Milan change completely. Okay? If we get Taremi, all of a sudden, my feelings of Milan change completely. I feel as if Juve and Inter Napoli are above us at the moment. We still have to see how we play seriously tomorrow. If we get knocked out of the UCL because of our tough group, we may get an advantage. Yeah, possibly we might get an advantage. Obviously, the best thing for us is to qualify for the next stages because it gives us advantages in January. Since this squad, all of a sudden, now that Maldini is gone, has money to spend, hopefully we can get some players in January that then again can change the season even further. Probably beginning of September. Will we be in Europa League? If we are in Europa League, it's going to be tough. If I would rather not finish in Europa League and just get eliminated. Nobody cares about the Europa League. Serie A may get a fifth. Ooh, guys, there you go. If Serie A gets a fifth place UCL team, then it's okay to finish fifth. Can we pass through the CL group stages? I see only 20% chance for this. It depends on who we're playing against. It depends on who we're playing against. Napoli can't have a worse title defense than us last season. No, it won't be as worse because Napoli has a top G team. Napoli has a top, and also, okay, guys, here, you guys want to hear all right, controversial take. Are you ready for controversial take number one of the night? Out of every single team in Italy, Napoli has bought the best player. The best talent coming from abroad is Gabri Vega. I don't think it's official yet. I don't know if it's official yet, but if it is official, that is 100% the best player that is coming into the Serie A. So Napoli still, for some reason, has this ability to buy these top-notch level players. I don't know why. I don't know. Whatever. That's my take. Since we're not in pot one anymore. Yeah, we're pot three. We might have a tough group, guys. A group of death for us might look like Manchester City, Bayern. No, sorry. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, Manchester City, Real Madrid, Milan, and freaking who knows what else. It's only round one. No need to dramatize. In no reality, Arnautovic scores 15 or would take him over Okafor. Neither is CDK reborn. Let's wait for first turn rounds. Then talk. Well, that goes both ways. You can't say no need in reality. You don't know. Maybe Arnautovic does score 15 goals. Maybe he does with Inter. Who knows? Maybe he does do better than Okafor. maybe CDK will find a better solution in Atalanta and will show his value. So I'd rather keep the possibilities open than rather deciding right now what's going to happen. This proven Serie A player Okafor can score 10 goals in Austrian league. Well, Okafor does not score many goals. That is true. When we're getting a real number 9, we still only have Giroud. We will see. We will see. Okafor is going to shine with Rafa, I guarantee you guys. And Rudolph, our reindeer, will also kick ass. For Captain America, I don't see big chances of shining, thank God. Guys, I'm going to say something super controversial about Pulisic, and people are going to fucking despise me. People are going to despise me. I think that Pulisic is a better player than Chukwueze, and Pulisic will be the starter. I think Pulisic is a better player than Chukwueze. And that is why he is the starter. And that's why he will continue to be the starter for most of the season. I think Pulisic has more personality than Chukwueze, has more charisma than Chukwueze, has more leadership than Chukwueze, and is also a better footballer in general. Maybe he's not a better dribbler than Chukwueze, but I think Pulisic, in generally speaking, when you combine his passing ability, his tactical ability, his the precision of his crossing, of his shooting, and all of those things make him a better player than Chukwueze. And I don't know, I might be wrong about this. This is just what I think right now. And I think that Chukwueze might start off the bench quite a lot. We will see. We will see. We will see. I know that Pulisic is not the best at the right, but I think knowing Pioli prefers to play players that give him more guarantees, right? If he thinks one player gives him more guarantees, he will go with that player, even if that player is not as flashy. So in my opinion, guys, and I don't know, I'm not betting on this, okay? I'm not banking on this. I just have the feeling that in general, Pulisic being the best US player, the face of the US national team, is probably better than Chukwueze, who is, I don't even know if he's a starter of the Nigerian national team. I honestly don't, maybe he is, maybe he's not, I don't know. But he's definitely not the captain. He's definitely not the face of that team. He's definitely not considered the best player of the country in Nigeria. So I don't know. We will see, guys. We shall see. I know that's going to piss off a lot of people. People are going to get crazy. They're going to hate me and blah, blah, blah. But it is what it is. We shall find out. Have you seen Tata's debut? He was actually good. No joke. Tonali was poor against City. I'm still a big fan, but just saying. Well, against City, everybody is going to be poor if you don't have a team that is good enough to fight against them. So I was expecting this kind of stuff here, not from Antonio, but I was expecting these kind of takes. Oh, guys, did you see Tonali lost against Man City? We did really good selling him. I'm so happy we sold him. He sucked against Man City. I know that's not what you're saying, Antonio. I want to see Krunic versus City. Tata went prime Buffon. Guys, if we sign Lukaku, I will buy his shirt. I will buy the first shirt, the second shirt, the third shirt. I will buy every single merchandise, AC Milan merchandise item with the name Lukaku on it. For me, Lukaku will be excellent. Just because I want to buy a fucking AC Milan shirt with the name Lukaku on it. CDK said today, I was waiting for a moment like this for a while. We've been waiting a fucking year. Yeah, you made us wait a long time. Iranian dude prone to injury and scored 4 goals in 3 years. Yes, we're being linked to this guy. I don't know about him. Not happy. I don't know why we don't just go for Taremi. Hello? We should be looking for a CDM instead of a striker. Unfortunately, the heartbreak kid, Lucas, your boys, Furlani and Moncada, and have decided that the CM department is good. They're done with it. The CDM is supposed to be or rather the player that brings in the aggressive nature, as Paul likes to call them, the Grinta merchant, is going to be Musa. So we're looking for a striker. We don't do shit only if we sell players, which is unfortunate. Inter signing Pavard, that's a good signing for them. Jorginho loan would have been something perfect for that 3. Yes, definitely better than Krunic for sure. Yeah, in that middle spot for sure. Roy, I feel like it's a little cheating to do predictions after you see the teams play it, take away from a prediction since you get a hint of the level. No, the predictions, man, you have to make the predictions based on the rosters, right? The big lesson that I learned last year was Napoli. When we were at this stage of the Scudetto, the Serie A, when the Serie A started in the middle of August, Napoli did not have Raspadori and Simeone. The last week, they got Raspadori and Simeone. That changed everything. That guaranteed them to have an exceptional offensive depth, and they already had a really good team. So that last week is going to be way too decisive. Roy, everybody does predictions before the season. Doesn't matter if I get most of the predictions wrong. In your case, I should do the predictions for every... No, my man. We're going to do it properly because here we're professionals and we honor the sport of football. Why should I predict anything if Milan buys, I don't know, Taremi and they get Amrabat? If today Milan doesn't have Taremi and Amrabat, I'm saying Milan is finishing 5th. If in 2 weeks from now Milan has Taremi and Amrabat, I'm saying Milan can maybe even win the Scudetto. What's the fucking point of doing a prediction right now? There's no point of doing predictions right now. Prediction can give them a lot of viewers, and that's why they care about it. Well, they should just do it at the end of the Mercato, not in the beginning. We got 5th choice center back. Yes. Roy is backtracking from his... No, I am not back. No. I am still right now maintaining... Today, my prediction today, it's not my official prediction, Roma is winning the Scudetto. I'm still with that. Roy, we talk football every day, all day in Italy. That's why they're doing predictions now and again later. You should know that. And they're wrong. They're simply wrong. They should just wait. They should just wait. They should just wait. Yes. Clip it. Clip this, guys. Pulisic is better than Chukwueze. Now, of course, Chukwueze is probably better in dribbling and going forward. But when I say he is better, what does that mean? It means that he's a better footballer, meaning he knows when to pass the ball better. His timing is better. His technique, his general technique is better. His ability to play with his teammates is better. The precision of his passing is better. The precision of his crossing is better. The way he makes the team around him play better. These are all things that, of course, if you play FIFA all day, you don't understand. But if you actually play football, you do understand. Of course, I know the majority of you would look at a player like Pirlo and a player like Chukwueze, and you'd say, Pirlo, who? Get the fuck out of here. I want Chukwueze instead. But you don't understand that Pirlo, for example, is a player that makes everybody play better. He's a player that is much more precise. He can't dribble like Chukwueze. But Pirlo is a legendary player. Can Chukwueze become a legendary player? Maybe, maybe. I'm just thinking, if I'm just looking at where these players are, right? And you look at what kind of players they are. I think overall, Pulisic is probably a better player. But again, if you are a FIFA 23 player, you're going to go with Chukwueze all day. But if you are someone that is a student of the game, you might think that maybe there's a chance Pulisic is actually better. Of course, we will find out. We might find out. Pulisic better than Nigerian Neymar. Clipped. Oh, you clip that. You clip that. How is Pulisic better than Chukwueze on the right wing? That's too far. You will take it back. He struggled to take Monza players 1v1. Well, what did Chukwueze do against Monza players? Romero is better than him on the right wing. I don't think so. I don't think so. It doesn't make sense to me. Honestly, it does not make sense to me. You wouldn't be the best player of a country. Like the US has. Okay. US is not an elite team of football, all right? It's not an elite national team. We can all agree on that, right? But neither is Nigeria. Nigeria and the US are not two elite national football teams. I would argue that right now the US has probably a better team in general than Nigeria. And I think if you're the best American player, you're probably better than a random winger from Nigeria. So I don't know. I'm just saying, guys, I'm not banking on this take, okay? I'm not banking on this take. It's just something that I'm thinking right now because I'm trying to put everything together. We will definitely find out once these guys play. But one thing for sure, I think that Pulisic is definitely overall the better player. I think so. Pioli said Chuk is not ready to play yet. That is why he's not starting. Pulisic is shit at right wing. Hey, guys, we'll see, guys. I said I'm not banking on this. I'm just thinking out loud. You're crazy to think that Pulisic's best position is left wing or attacking midfield. He's not a right winger, and he will not start ahead of Leao. I'm not saying he's going to start ahead of Leao. I'm saying he's going to start ahead of Chukwueze. If we play a 4-2-3-1, I don't know. I don't know if we have two double pivots able to cover the space because Pulisic definitely cannot defend the middle of the park. Pulisic is slow. It's not going to work on the right wing. Guys, we'll find out. Let's see. Glacial slow. Roy, think if this is through. Pulisic will be on the right, and we have seen how ineffective he is there. He always passes back. He doesn't take players on. Maybe if it was more central on the right. Yes, but Hisham, you are thinking in your mind that every time Chukwueze, because you guys are doing the amateur thing right now, in thinking that because you're still super excited, right? You're super excited, excitement. You're thinking that every time Chukwueze is going to get the ball, he's going to take on 5 players. He's going to score 3 goals. He's going to have assists. He's going to, you in your guys' mind, Chukwueze will never do anything wrong. He's the perfect player. But let's see. Let's see once he starts playing if this thesis is correct. Because you see, I don't think like that. I know that no player is perfect. I know that Chukwueze will not be able to dribble through everybody like you think he's going to be able to do. My question about Chukwueze is, how good is he at being methodical in the action, in the play? If you have a player that is better than him, that player is going to play. Let's see. Maybe not, guys. Maybe not. Pulisic was signed for jerseys and for the American fan base. That was the main reason we signed. True, but maybe he turns out to be better than Chukwueze. Noob take from you, Roy. You've been saying salty old summer. Oh man, I'm not even going to read Paul's comments. I have no interest in reading Paul. Paul perennially triggered about everything I say. I will not read any of his comments. Roy, what do you think of Pioli's statement about Ali? What was his statement about Ali? I don't know. Roy, I get the feeling that you will end up apologizing. Maybe. One thing for sure, I don't think Chukwueze is as good as Leao. I don't think Chukwueze will do what Leao does. Betisman signed Salamandra. I hope if it... Oh, Betisman signed... Okay. Interesting. They'll use that money for an efficient striker, hopefully. Mejudim, they couldn't get rid of him, so he stayed. Look at Origi is going to stay also. My predictions are no matter what happens in the transfer window, Inter 1, Juventus Napoli 4 Milan. Okay. If you're going to go with that, no problem. What happened between Pioli and Sal? They had a little bit of friction, so they stopped talking to each other. It could be true, but I can see his talent. We just need Pioli to deploy him in the right position. Maybe. What is up, Amir? How you doing, my friend? How's it going? Did Salad Man hit on Pioli's wife or daughter? Probably no. Controversial take, Salad is best right wing in club. I'm not going to read Paul's. I don't care about what Paul has got to say. Better at selling shirts, definitely for sure. Salamakers has too much sauce for Pioli. If Pioli puts his pride down and stops playing politics, he would start Salamakers. Well, in a 4-3-3, he doesn't need to start Salamakers. You know, Hisham. I know that's your guy, but in a 4-3-3, he doesn't really need him anymore. Because in a 4-3-3, you already have three midfielders that provide that balance in the middle. If he plays a 4-2, like if he plays 4-2-3-1, then Salamakers might be good because he provides balance. I will never forgive Pioli for playing Messias ahead of Salamakers. Salamakers and Messias last year will have more goals contribution than Pulisic and Chukwueze. I probably. Saudi's bet injured Neymar. How many games do you think he'll play for them? Well, he got injured. Oh, he's injured right now. I'm not reading any of Paul's comments. Don't give a shit. Random winger from Nigeria, Roy. I mean, for me, Chukwueze is like Politano for Italy. It's not like Chiesa for Italy. It's Politano from Italy. Unless I don't know, unless we missed something here. Chuck E. Cheese needs 6 months to adapt. Typical Pioli. Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, that's funny. Forza Rigi 20. Roy, I'm not arguing for Chukwueze. I get it, and I'm with you, bro. I'm a Salamakers fan all day, every day. The 11 assists and 4 goals in Spain, and he's only 21. Nice. I have a feeling that this guy is the best player that has come to Italy so far. I mean, the eye just tells you right away. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the best player is Chukwueze. Who knows? Maybe he is. We all know Pioli and Roy might be right, and Pulisic could be the start until Chuk shows something for Pioli to start him. Yeah, I think honestly, this is I know it's the boomer take. I understand it's the boomer take. It's not the Vegas take. It's not the ding 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 jackpot take. It's not the lights, the big branding take. It's the boomer take. It's the mature take. And I understand that. I definitely understand that. Pulisic hasn't been playing on the right wing since Dortmund days, and that's the only position available for him. And that is true. Honestly, I don't think we should have gotten Pulisic. I don't think we should have gotten him. If they wanted a right winger, they should have just gotten a right winger and kept Brahim Diaz maybe instead of buying Pulisic. Who knows? I don't know. Chukwueze is a consistent starter for Nigeria. Okay. Guys, yeah. Guys, before we get started on the analysis for tomorrow, thank you, Mr. Heartbreak Kid Lucas. Guys, please join our fantasy. Let me see how smart you are when it comes to understanding the players of the Serie A. We started our fantasy league, guys. So make sure you sign up. Just how intelligente you are. Let me see. Let's see. Let me show you what we got. Give me a second here. Let me get to the community posts. Okay. So, if you want to join the RossonARI TV Fantasy League, all you got to do is go to our community post and you go to the website SerieAfantasy.com. It's not a porn website. Don't worry. SerieFantasy.com. It's a football Serie A fantasy football website. Private league. This is the name of the league. RossonARI TV Season 2. League code is Z for Zinedine Zidane. V for vagina. C for Colombo. 0 for how many goals Chukwueze will have. G for goals. 7 for the number of Chiesa at Juve. 5, the number of goals Giroud will have. 1, Magic Mike, number 1, the greatest goalkeeper in the world. That's the league code right there, ZVC0G751. So sign up for RossonARI TV, guys. Let's compete against each other. Let's see who's got the best mind when it comes to knowing who the players of the Serie A are and what they will produce. So sign up for it, guys. Do it now. And we will keep track of it. And every week we'll see who is doing how. Okay, so there you go. SerieFantasy.com, private league, RossonARI TV Season 2, and the league code is right here. And guys, all you need to do is do this. Check it out. Just click on SerieFantasy.com. You can just copy and paste that, put it on your web browser, then go to private league, and then just copy and paste the code right there, put it in the code window, and you're set. You're set to go. So let's get that going. Let me see what you got. Furlani said that bringing in Americans was important for our new image. Blech. Sorry. I love America, guys. I love America. I will go to war for America, but no, thank you. Sorry. No, thank you. Roy, give me your opinion about Lakaka. Can we really sign this? Damn. This guy betrayed every. I don't care. I just want to buy a Milan shirt with the name Lukaku on it. I don't care. And yes, of course he would accept coming to Milan. Of course he would. This guy has no soul. He doesn't care. He does not care. Look at how he fucked Inter. Guys, he fucked Inter so hard. And that's one of the reasons why I want him at Milan, because he fucked Inter so hard. So, check it out. Inter sold probably one of the best upcoming midfielders in the world. Casadei. Maybe he is. By the way, Casadei debut in Leicester City, scores the winning goal for Leicester. Debut. Comes in, scores the winning goal. So great debut for Casadei in Leicester. Anyway, Inter sold him just so they can pay the loan for Lukaku. Inter sell one of the greatest Italian prospects right now just so they can have Lukaku on loan. Lukaku comes on loan. Lukaku tells the management, yes, I want to stay with Inter. Inter's my only option. So Marotta says, okay, so what we will do, we're going to do a big sacrifice. We're going to sell Onana so we can pay for Lukaku. Inter sells Onana. They have the money. And Lukaku says, no, thank you. I'm more interested to go to Juve. Barra. This guy is my hero. Please come to Milan. I need to buy your shirt. Challenge for Roy, win the Fantasy League using only Italian players. And if you win, Paul KB has a tattoo Italian national team anthem on his arm. Well, this round, if you had a lot of Italians, you would have done well because 95% of the players that scored were Italian. Who doesn't love America? They brought us many great things. The Fed, CIA, NSA, Hollywood, inflation, and propaganda. That's right, baby. Made in America. Made in America. Okay, let's let's get back to it. Let's talk about Milan Bologna. Let's do that next. So let's do that. Google.com. Tactical board. Let's get this tactical board going. Okay, here we go. So apparently this is the formation we're expecting tomorrow, a 4-3-3, similar to what we have been seeing in the preseason. Krunic as your guard dog here, a defense of 4, Teo, Tomori, Ciao, Kalulu, Magic in goal. Essentially, this is going to be your defense right here. The midfield is going to be Krunic, Loftus-Cheek on the right, Reindeers on the left. Up top, you're going to have Pulisic, Leao, Giroud. So far, this is the formation they're saying. The only player in contention might be here Calabria for Kalulu. Whether it is Calabria or Kalulu, tactically, aside from Calabria maybe being a little bit more offensive, Kalulu being more defensive, that's the only thing that is going to change. But the tactics in general are not going to change. So just looking at this team, looking at these names, as I've said a million times, these names wouldn't scare a mosquito with no wings, ready to being slapped. So it is what it is. But the opponents we're playing against, I don't think they're in a good spot. I don't think Thiago's Motta boys are in a good spot. Let me see how they've been doing in preseason. Bologna. Okay, so Bologna in preseason, they have, I'll tell you right now, guys. So they won their last game. They lost to AZ Alkmaar. They won against a Turkish team. They lost against a Spanish team. Then they tied a game. So their form in the preseason has been 1 tie, 2 losses, and 2 wins. Not too bad, not too bad. Up top, they have Joshua Zirkzee, Dutch player, Musa Barrow, Riccardo Orsolini, Sidney Van Hooijdonk, Orji Okwankwo, and Tommaso Ebone. Midfield, they have Nicolas Dominguez, Nicolo Moro, Oswam Al-Azuzi, Lewis Ferguson, Urbanski, Giovanni Fabian, Emanuele Vignato, Dan Ndoye, Michael Abaskier, Kingsley Michael. Defense, they have Jordan Lukumi, Stefan Pork-Lurzla, Liko Janis, Sam Baker. I don't know half of these guys. Lorenzo De Silvestri, Adama Samaro, Wisdom Ame, Joaquin Rosa, Kevin Bonifaci, Tommaso Caro. I barely know any of these players. Obviously, guys, we got to see how Bologna plays. I don't think anybody here watches Bologna every day. The one thing we know is that Bologna lost their best player, which is Arnautovic. He was the tip of the arrow for them. So I think that has to be a big blow for them. Maybe Bologna might have an upcoming star of the Serie A that we don't know about. Maybe this Joshua Zirkzee could be the guy. So, who knows? Who knows? All right, let me share this. Orsolini hat trick incoming. I need fantasy points. Oh, you got Orsolini. Nice. Nice. All right, so this is what we're looking at. So this has Kalulu, Chow, Fikayo Tomori, Hernandez, Magic Mike, Loftus Cheek, Tijani Reinders, Rafael. Yeah, so it has that formation. Bologna, they have this probable formation here. Liko Janis, Lukumi, Baukema, Polsk, I don't know how to pronounce that one. Dominguez, the guy that is linked to AC Milan right now, double pivot player here. Nicola Moro. Then they have the three, Orsolini, Luis Ferguson. These players are as irrelevant as the players we got. So I don't see us losing tomorrow, guys. I do not see. If we lose tomorrow, then we really need to look into the mirror and really ask ourselves a few questions. So my predictions for tomorrow, as far as results go, it's a few. There is a possibility that being the first game of the season, new players, etc., they're going to be very excited. They're going to want to show their worth, and they're going to play an excellent game, and they might win by a big margin. We might see Milan win by a big margin tomorrow. It is definitely a possibility, especially because I don't think that Bologna is very strong, but I don't want to bet on that. I have not seen Bologna yet. Bologna is always a tough opponent, but I don't know if this version of Bologna in this stage of the Scudetto, of the Serie A, is a tough opponent because it's the first game. Maybe Bologna, having lost Arnautovic, is in a psychological down form, which might allow us, who signed all of these players, to take advantage of that. So there is a good possibility that tomorrow, guys, we see a really good game from AC Milan, like a top-level game, and everybody's going to say, that's it, Milan is going to win the Scudetto, it's over, let's fuck the Serie A. We don't even need to watch the rest of the Serie A. It's already over. We won the Scudetto for sure. There's a very big possibility that happens. We might see brace by Leao, Pulisic might even score a goal, Giroud might score, Theo Hernandez. We might see that. So that is one of the things that might happen. The other thing that can happen, which is probably the boomer take, guys, the boomer takes are usually the most accurate takes, is that both of these teams are still in the beginning of their preparation for the Scudetto, so they're not 100% fit, and they're still trying to figure out what the ideas are, and we're going to see a more or less even game, a scrappy game. Milan probably a little bit more possession, but they will suffer the counterattacks of Bologna. And it's going to be an even game, and Milan might just edge it by 1 goal or 2 goals, or maybe even a tie. Or maybe even Milan completely misses its chances that they will have, while Bologna will take the 1 or 2 chances Bologna is going to have. And maybe Bologna might even win by a goal or 2. One thing for sure that is definitely not going to happen is Bologna beating us by a large margin. I don't think that is going to happen. I don't think Bologna has the team to do that. If Bologna wins, it's a 1 goal. It's because of 1 goal. It's a corto muso kind of situation where we're going to defend, hit us on the counterattack, or score on a set piece and then defend the rest of the game and just frustrate us. That is one of the possibilities. So the boomer take is balanced game, both teams more or less scrappy. Milan just a little bit better in possession. Milan edges it by 1 or 2 goals. Zoomer take, Milan, because of them being excited and they want to start the league strong, they're going to be inspired. And Bologna, being a team that just lost one of their best players, is going to be has a big psychological hit. Milan is going to win by a large margin and give us a show. That's the Zoomer take. And then the fatality take is that Milan does not take its chances. Bologna will take one or two of the chances they get, and they're going to win by a small margin. One thing for sure, Bologna is definitely not dominating this game. The possession is going to be somewhere around 56% Milan, maybe 60% Milan. I don't think it's going to be any more than that, but it's going to be definitely on Milan's side. Milan is going to have more shots on goal, more shots on target, probably, hopefully, more corners, more set pieces close to the opposing box. So the key tomorrow is just taking the chances that we're going to get. As long as we take the chances that we're going to get, we're going to be fine. But guys, my concern is that if we have a Zoomer kind of game, which means that Bologna is right now is totally trash, and we just destroy them 4-1, 4-0, 5-0, 3-0, people will think that the season is over. And that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out psychologically, because everybody's going to say, yeah, Moncada, Furlani, they're the best. Pulisic, greatest player that has ever existed. Loftus-Cheek, better than Zinedine Zidane. Rade Krunic is the next Pirlo. Oliver Giroud is the next Mbappe. Rafa Leao, better than Pelé, Zinedine Zidane, Maradona, Roberto Baggio. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the psychologic is going to be there. Now let's look at the tactics, because the tactics is something that we can anticipate. Pioli's tactics are quite interesting this year, and they're quite easy to read. So let's look at what we're expecting from their tactics. Let's see. No, guys. Listen. No. Listen to me, guys. First of all, let me say this, Valentin. If Roma doesn't end up winning the Scudetto or whatever, it's fine. I don't care. I'm just having an objective analysis. But if Roma fights for the Scudetto until the end, y'all need to fucking kiss my feet. You understand? Y'all need to fucking kiss my feet this time, because I cannot believe that after the incredible professional takes I had last year, people are still fucking doubting me. So if this time, I didn't say Roma just to piss people off. I didn't say Roma just for random reasons. No, I'm doing some serious calculations here. The same calculations that I did last year. So if Roma even just fights for the Scudetto, I want people to fucking kiss my feet this time. All right. Anyway. Okay, so now, interesting things about how Pioli has been playing his football. The most interesting thing is Krunic's role. So Krunic is like this guard dog. I've heard people say that he's a regista. He's not a regista. There's some people on YouTube calling him a regista. No, he's definitely not a regista. He's a defensive midfielder. He's a pure defensive midfielder. Pretty much he's almost a central defender in this area right here. He acts as the guard dog, and he acts anchor to the regista. Man, I give you guys, I'm bringing you here top level fucking football shop. I am bringing here you top level footballing. I'm talking shop at a level that people don't even understand. Anyway, so the defense so far, the role of the defense is very interesting. Some of the few things that is happening in defense is the obvious. Theo Hernandez either goes up through the middle or on the wing. It's one or two choices. When he does that, that means that Leao goes wide. When he goes here, that means that Leao goes inside. So Leao and Theo coordinate together. The left wing chain works that way. These two coordinate together. And also Reindeers participates in this chain and moves accordingly. So that's very interesting. Nothing has changed there. Theo's positioning and his runs are exactly the same. Guys, I'm bringing you top level shop. People don't appreciate it because they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But anyway, Theo bringing you top same work as he usually does. Tomori and Shaw, same thing. We're just going to stay there in the back. Now, this part here is kind of new. Something that on this side, Pioli has been doing, which is very interesting and new. And I don't understand the purpose of this, but maybe we'll analyze it tomorrow. So watch out for this move. Okay? Watch out for this move. The right back, not always. It depends on how the action sets. But the right back will take the midfield role, and RLC will go wide, and RLC will pretty much play as a wing back, and then from the wing back position, he goes diagonally inside, and him and Pulisic then play together, and so this chain is very weird. The right wing chain is very strange. It's a very strange thing. I don't understand the purpose of it. I still have to figure out why he's doing this. So he gets the right back to go inside, the midfielder to go outside in the wing back position, and then the chain is Pulisic, RLC, and then also you get the right back do the overlaps. It's very strange. I don't understand the purpose of this. I really don't. I guess the more we see the team play, we'll figure it out. I don't understand the purpose of this move. I really don't. Maybe it is to solidify. I don't know. I just don't understand what's the purpose of this. So I know I bring you top level football knowledge, football shop, but this one here, I don't know. I don't know why he's doing this. I guess we'll have to see and find out why he's deploying this tactic. But he doesn't do it all the time. Most of the times, a lot of the times, it's basically Theo going up, Tomori and Chao, basically, and Kalulu become a back three. And then as they go up forward on the pitch, it becomes a back two. And then Kalulu or Calabria joins the party up top. That is what happens most of the time. But right now, they're doing this thing where RLC takes a wing-back position. Don't ask me why he does it. Don't ask me what the purpose of that is. I have absolutely no fucking clue. But I'm sure we will figure it out. And we'll probably see other things that we might have missed. Anyway, so Krunic, he's not a regista. People are saying Krunic is not a fucking regista. The regista of a team is Reindeers. Reindeers is the regista of a team. And I like the way Reindeers is being used, because he's not a static regista. He's not a deep line regista. He's what you call in Italian regista tutto campo. He is a regista everywhere. He goes everywhere, and he creates play everywhere. So he uses Krunic as an anchor. It starts with Reindeers, then he will use Krunic as an anchor. But Krunic is not the guy that is setting up the tempo. Krunic is not the guy that is setting up the play. Krunic is there to defend and to be an anchor, to be filter. So for people, I'm hearing people calling him a regista, they're completely wrong. They need to take lessons from me, and maybe they'll get it right. Tutto campo in Italian means all field. So regista a tutto campo is a regista that goes everywhere, the whole field. And that is what he's doing. And this is something that he started to do maybe 3 games ago. And then you have RLC do the box to box. Both of these players are in advanced positions. Both of these players in advanced positions when in the press. Krunic behind. When we press high, it's not anymore 2 pivots and RLC, the one guy up top. No, it's Krunic in the back and Reindeer. So this is another interesting aspect of Pioli's game that is a little bit different from last year. He has 2 players in the cam role now, in the press. In the build-up, Reindeers is everywhere. He will be everywhere. He's always going to be the option, right? So I think that's a smart move from Pioli. Hopefully, Reindeers has the ability to take that role by the horns and be a beast. As far as Leao, it's the same as usual. Give him the ball and run, Forest run. Unfortunately, Leao needs to definitely get better at playing possession football with his teammates. Leao's ability is to attack space down the line or diagonally inside or cuts and takes a shot. So Leao is the same thing as always. Theo and Leao, nothing has changed. Everything is exactly the same. The only difference is that he has this extra player here, which is a regista. He didn't have this before. He didn't have a regista close to him before. So that is different. Giroud, same as always. He's the target man. He either lays the ball off to the incursion, the players that do. So RLC is going to be the player from the middle that does most of the incursions inside the box. So you will see a lot of these layoffs to RLC. You won't see as many layoffs to Reindeers because Reindeers it's not his primary job, but you will see a lot of them on RLC. And then over here, Pulisic is not really playing as a right winger. He's playing as an attacking midfielder, an attacking right midfielder, not as a winger. A winger is there to attack space, attack depth, and go down the line. Pulisic is playing more like an attacking cam on the right. And he also provides something like what a regista does, but on this side of the pitch, a little bit more offensive. Defensively, I don't know yet. I haven't seen. I know that the high press posture is something like this. The defensive posture, I got to see it tomorrow. So I don't know what it's like. But anyway, so if I was analyzing Pioli's game, right, and I was playing against Pioli, these are all the things that I need to know. I need to know that Theo and Leao are going to converge with each other, as they always do. Reindeers is the guy you want to stop. If you want to stop Milan, you stop Reindeers. But he's going to be everywhere. So who marks Reindeers? I guess it depends on which space on the field Reindeers is. But if you want to stop this Milan, you stop Reindeers, essentially. Krunic is going to be that extra guy in the defense. One thing you can do to stop Reindeers is to mark Krunic, and then he does not have an anchor in the middle. RLC, if I am playing against Pioli, RLC is the thing I want to watch out for. RLC are his incursions. Just make sure to mark him when he does the incursions. I don't understand this thing he does yet, so we will figure this out as the season goes. I don't understand what the point of this is. I really don't get it. I mean, I haven't seen enough of Milan to understand what it is. And how to stop Leao? You put 2 players on Leao. You put 1 player next to him and another player ready to mark the space. Giroud, you just keep a player close to him. Pulisic, you just need 1 player to mark Pulisic. But if I want to stop Milan from controlling the game, you stop Reindeers, essentially. You stop Reindeers, and then you stop pretty much 30% of Milan's game. Stopping Leo and Theo, it's very difficult because these players are elite in certain things, in their speed and their ability to attack space. They're elite. So these are players that you have to stop by double marking them. Or, I mean, these are players that you hope that they're going to shoot satellites down the sky instead of shooting. Leo is going to create chances for himself no matter what. Theo is going to create chances for himself no matter what. So you just have to hope that it's not their days. But if you want to stop Milan by looking at how Pioli plays, you stop Reindeers. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. And everybody else, I don't think it's too much of a problem. So this is how Pioli has been playing so far. There's still more that we got to find out. We're going to find out about how he deploys his tactics during the season. This is the little things so far that he has done. And Magic Mike, of course, always the same shit. He's going to be the first regista of the team. Long balls, a lot of long balls. To who? I don't know, but he can do the long balls into space for Leao. Then the other big question mark is going to be when Chukwueze goes in. So we still have to see what Chukwueze brings to the team. We still got to see how he does, but he's probably going to be he's going to attack space. Okafor, is he going to come in for Giroud or is he going to come in on the left? I don't know. The other midfielders, Musa maybe is going to come in for Krunic probably, or for RLC. I don't know. I don't know how Musa will be deployed. A lot of things that we still need to find out. But essentially, the basic things of how Milan operates right now, it's kind of this. I think this is more enough to beat Bologna tomorrow. Do we really have pressure for tomorrow? No. What fucking pressure do we have on to beat Bologna? These Moncada and Forlani, the two geniuses of football, spent 130 million on the market, and we're going to fucking be scared against Bologna? No, Bologna I think it should be a fairly simple game. Not necessarily a game that we don't need to destroy them, but we just need to beat them. So I think Milan can start off on a good foot if they do things correctly, if they take the chances they're going to create, because they're definitely going to create chances. That is for sure. That is for sure. That is for sure. So I'm expecting a win tomorrow, guys. I'm expecting a win. Maybe a 2-1, a 1-0, a 2-0. I think that's the most conservative take, but we shall see. We shall see. Okay, let's go to chat. There's a bigger chance of Thuram scoring 30 goals than Roma winning the league. Guys, by the way, Thuram, I will keep on saying this. I do not envy Inter for getting Thuram at all. I am a better football player than Thuram. I am 100% a better football player than Thuram. I promise you, I know how to play football better than Thuram. He's just faster than me. He's more athletic than I am, etc., etc. But ball on the feet, I'm 50 times better than Thuram. Pioli is copying Xavi. I told you the Barca game will have an effect on us. Is this how Xavi plays? I don't know. I don't give a shit about Barcelona. Roy Braniak Pioli said he was going to play Reindeer more defensively. Defensively? Maybe you mean off the ball he's going to be defensively, but on the ball, if he's going to play Reindeers on the ball the way he has been playing, he's going to be everywhere. Reindeers is going to be everywhere. I don't think Rangers is going to just be in the defense. So you're saying that Pioli said Rangers is going to just stay in the back and be a playmaker in the back? Well, that's not what he was doing in the preseason. Maybe you're right. We'll find out tomorrow. But if you're wrong, I need an apology from you. Edin Sirkoli, when did you see Pioli copying Xavi? We did not play a game yet. What the fuck? Even the best football analysts couldn't understand Pioli's maneuver, but I don't blame you. Pioli couldn't explain it himself. Yeah, there's that thing he does on the right. I just don't get it. It's like there's a purpose to it. I don't understand why you want to bring Kalulu here and then I don't know this switch. What is the purpose of this switch? I honestly have no idea what the purpose of the switch is. We will find out. We will find out during the course of the season. Monza game that we almost lost. You're comparing friendlies. Chuk for Pulisic will make this lineup way more exciting. Would it make it more effective? That's the question. I don't know. Today, I think not. At least we can attack in numbers and then higher press. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of high press tomorrow. I think we're going to see a lot of high press, especially because he plays. I mean, in the friendlies, this is what our press looked like. It looked like this. So that's a pretty. I mean, you're packing the opposing a half with a lot of players. You're packing the opposing half with a lot of players, rather than what it used to look like, which was like this. But it depends. Sometimes we did play with two high players, but not like the way he's doing it right now. Not the way he's doing it right now. I think we're going to see a lot of high press this year. I think this year is going to be a lot of high press. Also because these guys are fucking, all of them are not special at all at winning the ball back. So the more you wait for your opposition and you try to win the ball back in the back, you're going to have less success. But if you're not so good at winning the ball back, what do you want to do? You want to stop the first plays. And stopping the first plays is easier than stopping a team when the team is in your own half. That's what Barcelona used to do, right? Barcelona didn't really have ball winners. Xavi is not a ball winner. Busquets is not a ball winner. Iniesta was not a ball winner. The attackers were fucking lazy as fuck. Neymar, Messi, Suarez, these guys don't do anything. But if you keep them all congested up there, then it's easier to win the ball back. So I think that is what he's banking on, the ability to win the ball back in the front. If this team plays on the counterattack, it's going to be tough because we don't have ball winners here. Who the fuck are the ball winners? Against Bologna, there's zero chance we're playing deep. Zero chance we're playing deep against Bologna. No chance. No chance. No chance whatsoever. Defensively, Pulisic drops in to help Kalulu. Roy, what team, in your opinion, has looked the best so far in the first match day? Well, Napoli looked good. They kind of look like the same as always. Fiorentina had a very good game, but I think Genoa is not ready. Genoa is not ready. Genoa still needs time to find their stride. For me, I think it was Juventus. I think Juventus looked the best team so far in their way of playing. I don't like the way they play. I think it's total garbage, their system, but they do it with authority. On the ball, they looked very confident. And as you guys know, against Udinese, it's never easy. Krunic, Giroud, and Pulisic are replaced. They need to be upgraded within this 11. Pulisic as left winger as nothing to team. Simply play Chuk as right winger, you mean? Krunic is a good player, but when he has such an important role in defense and holding the midfield, he's not the guy to count on always. Now, one thing that is interesting about Chukwueze is that Chukwueze, if you look at his heat map from his season in last season, it shows that he does go in deep. And remember that one game I think it was a Milanello, where he won a ball back here. So Chukwueze does look like a player that will go up and down, which automatically makes him very valuable, especially for Italy, because in Italy, they want players that attack and defend. It just depends on the quality of his defense and the quality of his attack. It'll depend on that. It'll really depend on which player is more effective at making things happen. Hopefully, both of them will be effective, and Pioli can use them both in different moments of games. He can have different tactical solutions, and that's what we're hoping for. That both of them are going to be effective. Pulisic is going to do his thing, play his way of playing when he's on the right, and he's going to offer what he offers tactically. And then when his time is to go sit on the bench, Chukwueze comes in, and Chukwueze does what he does effectively, and vice versa. Chukwueze can start, then Pulisic can come in. As long as they're effective at what they do, we should be good. But they need to be effective. They need to be effective. I repeat, I think that Pulisic overall is the better player. So I think Pulisic will play a little more than Chukwueze. But I don't know, guys. I don't know about that. We will find out. Let's see where Chukwueze is physically. Obviously, he joined the team late. So that is definitely does not go in his favor. Against Bologna, I'm expecting a win. Guys, what are you expecting against Bologna? What scoreline are you expecting against Bologna? Let me know in chat. Musa can't play tomorrow. Oh yeah, Musa's disqualified. Correct. Thank you for letting me know. Musa tomorrow is not available for this game because he's disqualified. Who's going to score tomorrow? I think Giroud and Leao is going to score tomorrow. Okay, my prediction for tomorrow, gut prediction, 2-0, Leao, Giroud. Give me your predictions and the scorers in the chat. Yeah, guys, Thuram, Thuram, 6 million for the guys. I do. I'm upset that we even tried to go and get Thuram. I'm upset that we even tried to get Thuram. Switch Kalulu and RLC to look sophisticated. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. He's just trying to look sophisticated. Maybe to give Isolarians to Chuk or Pulisic? Isolarians. What? Repeat that. Arnautovic would probably screw. Yeah, probably. I think so. I think Arnautovic is more. The thing is that Arnautovic and Lautaro are kind of similar in the way they play. So maybe, for diversity, Thuram and Lautaro is. But I think Arnautovic is the better player. I want Pioli to explain why he played Messias in UCL semifinal. Joel, no, probably. Okay. Bro, Lukaku would be absolutely lit. I'm reading talks are ongoing. I would take, any day. Bro, bring him on. Bring him on. I want Lukaku with Milan. If our opponents have good press-resistant players, we're fucked. Yeah, I think so. I think when we play against teams that have a lot of press-resistant players, we're going to struggle a lot. We're going to struggle a lot for sure. What happens to Roma? They're still winning the Scudetto. Fingers crossed. No, I don't know. For me, yes. Today, my objective opinion, because of where Roma are in their project, the maturity of their players, the coach they have, they're the favorites to win it. Yes. Sandro Tonali says 1-4. So Sandro Tonali is going for the Zoomer take that Milan is going to overpower Bologna. It's going to be one of those games that Milan is super inspired. And they're going to start off with a bang, which is possible. I think there is a possibility to see that tomorrow, because I don't think Bologna is in the best state of mind right now. I don't think Bologna is in the best state of mind. There is a chance, maybe even more than a slight chance, but it'll be a big performance from Milan tomorrow. We might be able to see that. 2-0 tomorrow, Leao and Theo will score. 2-0 Milan win, same. A healthy Federico Chiesa, in my opinion, is by far better than everyone inside. Guys, by the way, I've been reading that Chiesa is back to his normal self. In training, they're saying he's as fast as he was, he's as efficient as he was, he's more hungrier than what he was. So Chiesa is back to the top. I have a feeling Artsy will have a brace. So 2 goals. Guys, give me more predictions. Come on. I only have fucking 3 people gave me predictions. Bruh. I want to see what put your predictions out there. I can't be the only one here with the courage to say what I think. Let me see your predictions. Who's going to win? Who's going to score? Let me know. I think Juve will win the Scudetto. Possible. They have less games to play. True. 0-3 for Robert, so 3 goals. Orsolini will score 2 goals. 5-1. Leao, Giroud, Brace, RLC, Theo. For Milan, Tomori, 1. 1, okay. 4-1 Milan, RLC, Brace, Leao, Giroud, penalty. Nice. Okay, guys. So let's see what happens tomorrow. I honestly think that we have enough firepower to beat Bologna tomorrow. I don't think Bologna is in a great state of mind. Again, I'll repeat this one more time. It's either the Zoomer approach, where it's going to be a super game. We're going to win 5-1, 0-3. Or it's the Boomer take, scrappy game, but we're going to be able to get the result. Usually the first games are like that. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Really appreciate you guys. Make sure to click that like button on your way out. Tomorrow we're going to be back live. And tomorrow will be the end of Serie A Day 1. Our predictions are going to be at the end of the month. We're going to be professional, not like the other YouTube channels that screwed themselves over by doing them right now. We're going to wait until every team is defined. If Milan get Taremi and Amrabat, I'm saying we can win the Scudetto. But let's see who we get in the end. I'm expecting a fun game to analyze and to watch tomorrow. I'm very curious to see how Pioli is going to deploy the team. I'm very curious to see how the new players are going to react. And I don't care whether we win or lose. I just want to see Milan play. But I think we have everything we need to win tomorrow. True. That's true. Maybe Leao is inspired to score 2 goals tomorrow. Well, we can't prevent any team from scoring. That's a problem. But we will take the 3-1 victory. All right, guys. Having said that, thank you for joining us today. See you next time. Peace out. Arrivederci and Forza Milan. Ciao.